My diary. Motoring inland towards Jebel Ben Ulied. Stopped to ask Jerry prisoners the way. Chater Jack takes shortest route twixt himself and whiskey flask and flags down Mercedes carrying German officers. Point blank asks them, "Haben Sie Schnaps?" He gets 3 bottles. A message from RHQ. Return to base. "What?" said Chater, snatching the mic. He shouts, "We've only just bloody arrived. Who's buggering us around? We've been up since 0600. Will you make up your bloody minds? What is the situation?" All was wasted as he'd forgotten to press the transmit button. "They're all bloody deaf back there. Drive on, Shepherd." The road is a mixture of Allied and Axis transport. Groups of German talk with British soldiers. All very strange. "Have you any of that fruitcake left, Milligan?" "No, sir." "Just asking, Milligan." "It's a hot evening. I don't see why we shouldn't indulge in a dip. Have you got your costume?" "No, sir. I learnt to swim in the nude." Adjacent to a POW camp, where a brass band played Tyrolean waltzes, we enjoyed a delicious swim in the Med, Starkers, save Chater, who wore his knee-length drawers cellular, something to do with an officer being properly dressed. The sky turned the colour of a cutthroat that bled onto the sea. I swam out about 300 yards. Then, to my horror, I saw a mine floating towards me. I yelled a warning, 1 part salt water and 2 parts swearing. Chater Jack shouts, "Quick! Exploded with small arms. It's ruining the holiday." We blazed away, and soon 100 of His Majesty's soldiers were showing what bloody awful shots they were. Finally, with a roar, the monster exploded. "I hit it," said Major Chater Jack. "It was me. If anyone contradicts me, he'll be on a charge. Now, let's get back. It's time for the cooks to poison us." On the return journey, we passed a village, Cretinville. "Stop," said Major Chater Jack, chuckling. We entered Le Hôtel Brilliant, a mud hut held together by a doorknob and 2 oil lamps. At several tables sat several Arabs drinking coffees. On the walls were posters of a man called Bourguiba, who, after the war, became Prime Minister of that country. The Major ordered 4 vin blancs, and we repeated the order 3 times, just missing me. "Well, let's be getting along, gentlemen," said the Major. We followed him into the dark. The truck moved off, and I got the BBC News. "Axis forces are bottled up in Cap Bon." If the BBC but knew, we were all bottled up. We sang, "We were drunk last night, we were drunk the night before. We're gonna get drunk tonight if we never get drunk any more. The more we drink, the merrier we shall be, for we are the boys of the Royal Artillery." Now everybody knew. I picked up a faint German broadcast of a very corny band playing old Jack Hilton arrangements. The singer, could I ever forget his name? Ernst Strains. His vibrato sounded like he was driving a tractor over a ploughed field with weights tied to his scrotum. We were back at midnight. The battery were all wide awake. There were fires and sing-songs. "Hello, hello, hello," said watchful Edgington, bathing in a tin of hot water. "Ah, having a bath," I said. "Yes," he said, "I've found the book of instructions." Mail. There were letters from my parents, a dozen hot knicker girls, and one from Louise, gag, heel, heel, down boy. My parents were well. Father was still wearing a wig. Brother Desmond was still skinny and being hit by everyone. My father was now a captain. He rejoined the army to get the uniform, as his own suit had the arse out of it. Since he was a boy, he had been obsessed with the romance of the Old West. I grew up with rooms full of guns. He believed that Red Indians lurked in every corner, so all his life he carried a 6-shooter. I was lucky to have lived through the peace unwounded. The letter from Louise left me gasping. I rolled on the ground to beat out the flames. "Oh, what's the matter, oh son of khaki?" said Edgington. "It's the one-eyed trouser snake," I groaned. Louise. That night I went to bed, a virile 25-year-old Adonis. I woke next morning, a 90-year-old broken-down onanistic wreck. May the 11th, 1943. "Get up, you dirty little devil," said a prematurely aged Edgington, breaking his blankets over his knee. May the 11th was exactly the same as the 8th, only worse. Much worse. Exactly much worse. Hitlergram number 091546. The scene, a mixed naffy in Tunis. Hitler. "For why are the British Tommy Atkins always making mit the morning?" Tommy Atkins. "It's this bleeding crappy war." Hitler. "How dare you say that mine war is crappy? This is the best war you have had for 20 years. Soon it will be as good as world."